Hey, Decathlon Gamer, welcome back to PCM23. This is Lions episode 74. We're at the Ronde van Vlaanderen, one of the couple of biggest monuments that we're going to be up against, biggest classics that we face on the calendar. First time we've ever been here, and the expectations are, well, absurdly low. Across the board, most of the riders on our team have high 50s or low 60s for a cobble rating. Africa is not known for strong gobbled riders, and it translates very much into the riders that we get coming into the pool. There's a couple guys with low 70s, 175k to go here. Let's go ahead and get Kareem to go get some water. First cobbled sector coming up for the day, just a 2-star for now. Back to back through that first phase. We've managed to get a couple riders at 70 plus in their cobble rating. We've managed to bring the team that has the best cobble rating here. The guys that all have higher 60s or that low 70s. But once you get past that point, and that's not good ratings. That's just ratings that are a necessity to function when you get into 4 and 5-star cobble sectors. Beyond that, to be competitive, especially at the Ronde, you have climbing. You have to sprint at the end. You have to have a good flat rating because of the distance. You have to have a good stamina. You have to have really good stamina. None of our riders have that combination. Kareem has a good but not great flat rating. Nobody else does. Here, today, Matoni, Ashimwe, are decent climbers, and nobody else is. And a lot unlike the other cobbled classics. A lot, and I mean a lot, of the cobbled sectors that you get here at the Ronde are climbs, combined with cobbles, which makes it absolutely one of the most brutal races on the calendar. If we break the top 50, if we get points at all with any of our riders, it's going to be, well, it's going to require a bit of a miracle. There's already a handful of riders out the back. A 75 is already going to be insufficient going forward. 122k to go. Let's go ahead and start increasing the effort. We'll push up to an 80 for now to hold position a little bit better. This is one of those races that the field will suddenly split, and groups dropping off the back will never be seen from again because you go into another cobbled sector right after, and that lower cobble ratings, there's just no catching up. There's no chasing it down and getting back into the race. It just splits off group after group after group and gets a smaller and smaller competitive group. The breakaway today, they're down inside 5 minutes already on what was a 6+ minute break. We're looking at 105k to go, and we do need to get water that second time. This is probably one of the better stopping points to be able to run back and grab that, so Kareem once again will take care of that. I was expecting Kareem to be amongst potentially our leaders, but non-climber and with a negative race day condition. And actually, speaking of negative race day condition, the expectation today was a +4. We've got a, +1, +2? So it's slight negative, not a bad draw overall. But Bosco, having the bulk of the positive, is one of our weakest riders. Even with a +5, he's still a domestique today. Terrible climber. Probably the weakest cobble rating of the bunch. Add some positivity to it, doesn't make much of a difference. You can see he's got a 67 cobble rating. Not last on the team, but down there. I think we've got a 66 here today. But 58, 58, 63 climbing ratings, +5. A 70 flat, +5. A 68 stamina, +10. It's going to make him hold out a bit better. But him hogging the positive race day condition vibes when there's supposed to be 2 guys each on a +2, it very much didn't hit it. Yeah, that hurts a little bit. For the moment, things have yo-yoed, and we were into a small group, but that comes quickly back together. 113, 112, shrinking group, and the real action is going to kick off here shortly. which means we are going to have to prepare for that. Oh, and we've got an attack. Here we go. Brutality phase begins. And let's go 90 effort. You know what? Let's give her a little bit more than that. Got some guys with medium mountain rating. Got a couple guys that are okay mountain rating. Not much of a puncher group. So we're going to find some complications with that. They're going to have to really dig deep to handle sections like this. You can see just how quickly the red bar and how quickly we are fading. This is 95 effort, and yet we just got left behind. 3 guys in the second group on the road. Kareem now on his own. 50 chasing 26. We are back together for that part. Let's see who was left alone. It's a Shimway. Back to a Shimway. Here's the double portion of the climb. But 22 riders are off on their own, and I'm not sure we're ever going to see them again. But you can see how rapidly we just go backwards. Between the climbing rating, between the cobble rating, there's just no keeping up. And now we're coming up on the Koppenberg. Even worse. A3, A2. A Shimway back in the peloton. Peloton has grown. 4 now. 1 puncture. He gets going again. Shimway definitely well ahead of others. No red bar for him. But look how just absurdly slow these guys are. And how wasted, energy-wise, all these riders are now with 43k to go. And we are well down the order. These guys are already 5.5 minutes down, or 2 minutes down anyway, towards the front. Careless. Let's protect Janssen. Let's gel up. A Shimway is not too much further up the road there. Desperately trying to hang on. Careless is done. He's out the back, and he's made contact with that chase group. Janssen hangs on, has nearly caught a Shimway, and does catch a Shimway. A Shimway is looking the best, so we'll protect him now with Janssen. Janssen would have had the best chance as a sprinter, but you can see how, over the last 15k, we've just gotten absolutely slammed. Water one final time, so these two are ready to go. Janssen, we will gel up shortly. Can we handle this one? It's already, like group A8, A9. Bosco makes contact. This is now considered the peloton. And now there's lots of breakaway groups. There's a favorite in this pack. Okay, those hardest sectors, they're coming up again, but it's hard to see what's really ahead of us. Quinn Simmons, Kung, a lot of riders there up the road. That top 50 thing might actually be the situation here. We are 6 minutes down, and it's gotten a lot worse, but you can see how we are coming back at a number of riders out there. Bosco is fading and getting dropped. Janssen is hanging on by a thread, and he gets dropped. And a Shimway now solo, but at least we got him a little protection, and he's definitely hung on just a bit, but suddenly this is group A15. One rider broke off, left it behind, but hence the peloton naming there briefly. We dropped a lot of riders. Now there's just 12. Shimway has definitely moved up the order. Final 10k. You can't see very far ahead of us, but Sheffield, Turner, Huggins, Fred Wright is here. Askey is here. A lot of favorites, actually. Quite a few. Girmay has already won. Girmay has won. That's a monument for Eritrea. Folks, this could be a boost. This could be a boost. Girmay has won 3k, and we have split off the group behind. Got a chance to overtake a few guys here. Seeking points. I don't know if it's too far down to get anything, but we will certainly try as we follow. 1K, and we will sprint. We will sprint now. One more position. 41st. Hey, we cracked the top 50. Not by much. 41st is quite pitiful. But the big news here, Binyam Girmay, who has done nothing for the last few years, or last 2 years, has just claimed a monument victory, a big one, Ronde. Girmay's victory was a solo effort, 32 seconds ahead of the chasing pack. That's incredible. We ended up finishing 10:40 down with a Shimway, who overtook Fred right there, right at the end to get that, breaking away from his group, leaving behind guys like Quinn Simmons, who had been ahead of him, definitely made some forward progress, but 41st, nowhere near being competitive at this point in time. Paris-Roubaix is going to be the same type of story, as we just don't have the right profiled riders to be successful at some of these races. But that's big from Girmay. This is the biggest victory of his career. He's got an 81 cobble rating, 81 sprint, but not much of a climber. But between the flat and the hills, he somehow, and probably had a +5 on the day, you would think. 29 now, by the way. Love to have him on our team, but he is so far out of our price range. He does have an expiring contract this year, but 104,000 is just insane compared to what we can afford. Definitely can't pay him that sort of salary, but man, we would love to have him on our team. So first off, we do not get a boost, so that much has happened. No boost for Eritrea, thanks to Girmay's victory. He's had 55 of those in his career. That's his first monument victory, though, in 23 attempts. He's finished second at Milano-Sanremo. He's finished third and fourth at Milano-Sanremo. He's won Ghent-Wevelgem. He won Omloop Ghent and the Frankfurt Classic twice, as for big races. As for the Grand Tours, 6 stages he has won. But we haven't seen a boost since the first one of those that he ever claimed victory in like 24. Won the points jersey in 25. Won 11 stages at the Giro. And the points jersey twice. How is Eritrea not getting a boost from this? It's not like it's got a high popularity. With all those victories, that's insane. 6 stages at Tirreno Adriatico. No wonder he's not done much this year, though. 8 days raced total. But yes, they're his objectives for the year. So, Ronde van Vlaanderen, Paris-Roubaix, and the Tour de France. It's solely a Basque country. 6 stages, 5 of them are going to involve undulation, including this individual time trial to get us started, 13.5 kilometers right out the box. And it's hard to judge what sort of effort to put in. So we start with Matoni, who's got a -3 draw, really poor there. The team expectation is just a -1. It's one rider carrying a little bit of fatigue. Matoni first so far, but that's because there's only been 3 riders. So keeping an eye on what's going on with this descent. The 87 seems to be going just fine as a sort of tempo that we might be able to maintain right down to or towards the finish line. You can see how he's already a half minute down here. Yeah, terrible draw, though, for a good rider who you would definitely want to do more with. Second straight -3 draw as Janssen has the same fate as Matoni. That's crazy. 1K to go to the top of the climb. Not a good time trialist, but a decent climber. Good enough for 12th, 36 seconds down. Matoni's already fallen to 5th in the overall. 87 got us right to the finish, so 87 is the way to go. Finally, after 2 terrible draws, we have a +1 for a Shimway, so we're now a -5 net so far in this race. Shimway, decent climber and decent time trialist. This will help him out a little bit. 7th, just 10 seconds off the pace. And you can see how he has gone past Monaco. It's a decent rider. I think he can handle maybe an 88 for the finish line, the last 200 meters. There you go. Second, 1 second off the pace. Great start from a Shimway there. That'll place him well in the field. Now into Carolus, another -1. De Villiers had a +1, so we're still on a -5 net so far. We're really putting in good times now that we've kind of locked in that 87. Despite not having any good time trialists here, we just have some tolerable guys that are putting in results. And now it's a -9 net as Benuna, the latest to just get awful draw. Even with a +5 from Samuels, we will still have a significant negative draw for the day. Team overall is a net -8, but at least Samuels does have a +1, but it's a very insignificant +1. No bonus to his mountain rating. Couple points for stamina. Couple points for his time trial and prologue. Just locked in at a 65, which is horrendously bad. He very well could be second worst besides Janssen. 59th, minute 8. Yes, he was second worst. Only rider outside of a minute besides Janssen. But only a minute down. Could be a lot worse than that. Arnsman goes top. Argave is 4th. Gegenhardt. There's Brambilla. Leknesund. We're going to be quite a ways down the order. A lot of work to do in this race. Stage 2 is supposed to be straightforward until the penultimate climb, with the finishing climb, the last K or so. It has been anything but easy. The breakaway has not been accepted by the peloton, and we have worked hard from the first kilometer through this point, and there's already just 80K to go on the stage. I had to work really hard to get to the front. Fortunately, none of the guys are overly fatigued. De Villiers has a cold. Benuna is the one who is carrying a little fatigue and a -1. It's awfully early in the year for that, but he has done a lot of the racing for us. As De Villiers is going to go ahead and go get water. Samuels is our leader. He's only a handful of seconds off of his teammates, so when we get to the big climbs, he'll emerge ahead of them quite easily. Mutoni's the other one. Mutoni's got the worst draw today, though. De Villiers, though ill, has a +3, so we as a team are looking fairly good today, much better than yesterday, and today it doesn't matter as much. I mean, this climb coming up, it's going to matter at that point, but overall on the day, I doubt there to be too much to separate the favorites. 26K to go, preparing for that final phase, getting ourselves back up in a position. 137, chasing 4, and we've caught them. And here we go, heading into that climb. Do we want to try to do something with this one? What's the climb like? I suppose the profile will matter. 7.3%, max of 14.5, and that's in the early stage of this. 6.5 kilometers overall. You know what? And with that descent after, this is feeling like I want to do something. I want to go for it. We'll set about an 89 base. Samuels is going to follow. Wait. And we begin the climb with De Villiers taking over that front position for us. Well, that was sneaky. Red bar wise, we are doing some damage, but we're in the steepest sector, and it's De Villiers putting in the hard work right now. Is Mutoni holding the wheel? Not quite. But if we're able to do something, then we might as well do something. De Villiers goes clear. Careless. Benuna Peloton down to 63. Letting those two go do their thing. Now Benuna is getting too weak, so we'll drop him to the back and let Janssen just take over. Strong medium mountain guy, so we'll put him right on his maximum with that 90. And De Villiers and Careless have been caught. Down to a field of 56. Janssen. Still a bike length, actually, between. Here we go. De Villiers is done. Careless can jump onto the back. Where is... Benuna is here. Matoni is not. Down to 43. Definitely have split the field, and we're going to see a very weakened group, and I've got my entire team in this small group. We got a couple guys that are very weakened by this point, but overall, this is looking good for the GC and how it's kind of shaping up. Matoni didn't get dropped, but he's still very much at the back. Let's try to get him onto the back still. Two guys left in position to do something. We have a puncher in De Villiers. Gel and gel. Downhill, let's just gel with everyone. Janssen. Janssen goes clear. I'm going to let him go solo. Sprinting. Benuna sitting up. 3.7k. Okay, now he's going to start his attack. 21-second advantage for Janssen. 2.5k. Can Janssen hang on for the stage? Have we cheesed our way into a stage victory? Janssen, final kilometer. He's out of energy, but he is going for it. And they're coming back at Janssen. He's not going to hang on. He's going to get swept before the line. So close there. Gregoire takes the win. Leknasoon. Janssen gets third. He's going to gain 4 seconds for that. And we've got a small group of 44 riders. Matoni, Benuna, they might lose time there. I saw it right. Matoni loses 21 seconds. Benuna loses 33. So we have just 36 riders on same time. So what does that do for the standings now? Shimway is all the way up to 13th. De Villiers is 19th. Carlos is 20th. Samuels jumps to 29th, a minute 9 down. Matoni, 33rd, minute 18. He did lose that little bit of time, but he still moves up. Benuna is up to 39th. Janssen is up to 43rd, and then gaps really start to open. Team in Arnsman, who leads from Leknasoon. Ayuso, got some usual suspects already high placed in the top 10 now, but we've definitely thinned the field of competitors quite a bit and managed to get almost our entire team on the same time and two guys only losing a small amount of time. It's definitely a good recovery stage after a fairly disappointing first stage and puts us in a much better position with 4 stages left to go in this race, one of those being a sprint, so 3 relevant stages. And as we've done 3 stages today and we have 3 relevant stages left here, we'll go ahead and make that the next episode. So that's going to do it for this one. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.